Good evening and welcome to a Sagamore Conference battle between the #1 team in Class 3A, the Danville Warriors, with a mark of 14-1 as they take on the Bruins of Tri-West, who are 10-4. Along with Bill Finland, I'm John Herrick. Thank you for being with us tonight on the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here. Our broadcast this evening brought to you in part by Endeavor Communications. Internet speeds up to a gig. Learn more at weendeavor.com. By Galitko and Daly, work, injury, lawyers. Learn more at indianaworkers.com and indymalpractice.com. By Pro Team Wellness, we're changing how first responders, athletes, and adults receive and participate in mental wellness. And by Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood and call Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Well, Bill, these are two teams that play each other oftentimes more than once, and they've already played each other once this year. It was back in the county tournament on January 5th, and Danville won 53-38. Let's start with them. They are the #1 team in Class 3A for a reason. What stands out to you about that club?
The #1 team, and they're playing at home. And so I think Tri-West has got their work cut out for them today. And I think, we're at the point in the season when your identity's pretty established. And I think easy baskets are hard to come by. And how both teams play in transition today, offensively and defensively, is probably going to be the key to the game.
Well, Tri-West has lost 3 of their last 4, but they are 10-4 on the season, and they've played a pretty tough schedule of this opponent, this point, with their opponents' records being a total of 122 and 84.
Well, they took a tough loss here recently, and so they're probably licking their wounds a little bit, and they've got a chance to get back on track. This would be a very big win for them here in Danville's gym, and they're certainly more than capable.
You know Coach Brian Barber of Danville real well. He's got this barbershop.
We're at the
going.
barbershop.
Yep.
We're at the bar. I'm happy to be at the barbershop. I've known Brian for a really long time, one of the best players we've ever had at DePauw. Jeremy Bettis played for him at Riverton Park, so we've stayed in contact over the years, and he's just done an outstanding job here at Danville.
And we will have starting lineups and tip-off from Danville when we come back in just a moment. You are watching the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa, from last to fast, and wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Pro Team Tactical at first was a company about rehab. It was about getting the point of injury to getting these men and women back to work.
We wanted to provide the same level of health care and access to firefighters that athletes are experiencing from middle school all the way to professional level.
We're getting our firefighters better care, and we're getting them back to what they signed up to do. They signed up to be firefighters.
We want to go to work. We don't want to be off. We don't want to be at home. We don't want to be sitting on the couch. We want to go to work.
They're getting seen quickly. They're getting the best care, the best equipment.
They built this beautiful facility out here at our IMPD Training Academy. When the officers come in here, we've got our brand and our logo everywhere. So their full focus, they're not sitting around waiting to engage with IMPD. They are immersed in IMPD, and they are part of our family.
We plan on servicing all fire departments, all EMS, all police departments throughout the state of Indiana.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Well, first, let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the Bruins of Tri-West, a record of 10-4. They are 3-0 in the Sagamore Conference, scoring 57 points a game and allowing 54. They shoot 50% from the field, 34% from three, and 70% from the foul line. They're led by Jimmy Sorgi, a 6'2 senior guard, averaging 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, son of former Indianapolis Colts backup quarterback Jim Sorgi. Drew Miller, 6' senior guard, averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Max Robertson, and there go the lights for the Danville Warriors. And after Max Robertson, who's averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game as he leads them in scoring. Wes Ward, a 6'8 junior forward, averaging 6 points and 4 rebounds. And Landon Gardner is a 6'4 senior forward, averaging 7 points and 3 boards. Head coach for Tri-West is Jay Doan, who's in his second year at the helm. Now we've got the Danville starters, who are 14-1 this year, scoring 61 points and allowing 51. Been the same starting 5 really all year. Jace Scrafton, a junior, who's averaging 12 points and 5 boards, 3 assists per game. Lucas McMahon, a senior, averaging 9 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists. Zach Waits, who shoots 48% from three, by the way. He is a senior, averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds. Eli Tricker, a sophomore, averaging 11 points, 5 assists, and 4 boards, also along with 2 steals. And then Evan Lawrence, a senior, who's averaging 12 points and 12 rebounds a game. So nice to be averaging a double-double if you are that young man. Brian Barber, the head coach for Danville, who's been here for 25 years. He just got his 480th career win earlier this week when they beat Western Boone. His all-time record is 480 and 177 in 28 years of coaching. Jay Doan is 22 and 17 in his second year at Tri-West.
Jay's got to do some pedaling to catch up.
Yes, he does. And the two coaches know each other real well. I was talking to each of them individually as Tri-West wins the tip before the game, and they both came near me and said, hey, we can talk to you. We don't want to talk to each other, though. We see each other enough as it is. And they're going to be in the sectional together, too. So these two teams, rivals, always seem to play each other. And down the lane, the shot does not go from Gardner. However, the second opportunity doesn't fall down either, and Eli Tricker gathers in the board for Danville, and here's their first possession of the evening. Scrafton has to wheel it back out to McMahon. Stricker ends up with it. The Tri-West student section behind him there. Scrafton lets it fly, and it hits. Well, we had a lot of hot shooting in the JV game prior to this that Tri-West was able to win in overtime, 47-42. Danville came back and erased a 12-point deficit to tie it, but then Tri-West was able to prevail in overtime. And they turn it over here.
Well, Scrafton shooting 43% from three.
And Stricker, always a problem for opponents with his speed. He averages 2 steals a game, and he just got his first 2 points of the evening, so a good start for the Warriors, up 5-0.
Danville showing a little 2-3 zone to begin.
Tri-West trying to move the ball and find the open spaces in the zone. Ward's got it, and he threw it away. So Tri-West having a lot of trouble hanging on to the ball so far.
Well, they changed it up. They were man-to-man the first possession and then zone the second possession.
Scrafton's got it. Waits for a screen and uses it with Lawrence. Lawrence powers it up. Offensive rebound by McMahon. Danville fans thought he was fouled, and off and running come the Bruins. Miller with a nice shot fake. 3 by Robertson, and Max Robertson knocks down the triple. He averages 15 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists per game. That brings the Tri-West crowd into it a little bit. Scrafton, did he step out? Yes.
Danville with 2 guys about 6'6", but very different players. You've got an inside and an outside guy with length and size.
Tri-West with a chance to tie or get in front. Losses during that span, 1 to Danville, 1 to Plainfield, and the other to Westfield. Tri-West has had a tough so far, but Max Robertson has come out firing to begin this game as he knocks down his second 3 already, giving Tri-West their first lead. In the last 35 years, Danville leads this series 35-24.
Well, McMahon was trying to figure out how he was going to negotiate that ball screen, and while he was doing it, his shot was going up over the top of it.
And Scrafton misfires on that 3. Rebound by Ward. The Bruins pushing again. 3 ball. Corner pocket from Gardner. In and out. And the rebound gathered in by Zach Waits. Stricker holding it up. And Danville has turned it over for the second time. Down the lane, shot does not go up and in from Robertson. Fight for the rebound, and we've got our first foul of the contest. Oh, they're calling an offensive foul, and the Tri-West fans booing that. Wes Ward called for the offensive foul.
John, I didn't really see that one.
Well, apparently the crowd did not either. as they did not have a favorable reaction to that, at least the Tri-West ones. Stricker trying to create, look for some help, finds Lawrence. Shot up and off the mark from McMahon, but an offensive rebound by Scrafton. Rebound tipped around, it's loose, and Tri-West comes down with it with Drew Miller. Miller off to the other end. 3-ball again by Gardner. Short on this. And nearly in the hands of Tri-West again, but McMahon able to get it. We've played half of the first quarter. Now Danville, after scoring 5 quick points, it's been a couple minutes since they've gotten some points to go down. And Scrafton tried to hit McMahon. Was it touched? They're saying it was, so it stays on this end with Danville.
Well, Scrafton knows he's got a little bit of a size advantage, and he's trying to figure out how to take advantage of that. Trying to dribble his way into the post that time. And now we've got Tri-West showing a little bit of a zone.
Lawrence tries to penetrate it, doesn't like what he sees, and it gets tipped away by Ward, and a steal for Tri-West. Ball movement ends up in the hands of Sorgi. Now they take instructions from their head coach, Jay Doan. This game's taken on a different meaning for Tri-West. 3-ball again by Robertson. This time he banks it in.
Bank it in, baby.
Robertson has all 9 of the Tri-West points, and they lead 9-5. Danville, can they answer this run? Stricker thought about it, but then passed it up. Lawrence powers his way in, and that Tri-West player there, Wes Ward, thought he was going to get the call. Refs decide to let it play on, and that ends the 9-0 Tri-West run. Miller draws the foul on Stricker. Or Tricker, rather. That's Tricker's first and the team's first. Foul trouble always seems to be important in rivalry games like this.
A little bit of a slow start from a ball handling standpoint for Danville. Just a little bit sloppy with their decision making and passing, and it's kind of fed the Tri-West fire a little bit.
And at the line, Drew Miller unable to convert that free throw. He's a 75% free throw shooter. He's second best on the team behind Ward. He's able to convert that. And finally for Tri-West, somebody other than Max Robertson has scored. But they lead 10-7, and they bring some pressure here. And into the game for the first time, Owen Collier for Danville.
So they showed a little soft 2-2-1, 3/4 court pressure, dropping back into a 2-3 zone.
Collier comes and gets it, fires, and couldn't get it to go down. Scrafton the rebound, he's fouled.
Collier able to find a giant hole in the middle of that zone right there. Got himself a nice little 10-footer, just couldn't make it.
And that is a problem for Tri-West because Wes Ward now has 2 fouls. So the question is, what does Tri-West do? Do they opt to leave Ward in with the 2 fouls or take him out? And he's coming out. And Scrafton able to make the free throw, which is big for Danville because he shoots 68% from the line. And in to replace him, Ward that is Parker Anderson, a 6'4" freshman.
So with that substitution, Tri-West gives away even a little more size.
And Scrafton able to hit them both. He's got 5 of Danville's 9 points. 5-0 run by Danville to start, then a 9-0 run by Tri-West, and Danville has scored 4 of the last 5 points in the contest. And it's Robertson doing nearly all of the damage.
Pretty deliberate attack here with Tri-West going against that zone, looking to try to find some gaps.
Robertson kicks it to Gardner, who misses the 3. And then after that, a held ball. Possession arrow this time favors Danville.
And the best shots against the zone are going to come inside out, just like that one. They were able to drop it into the high post. The defense collapses, spit it back out. That's where you get those step-up threes.
Scrafton in trouble, able to get it out to Collier. Into Tricker. Tricker hesitates for a moment and got the foul call. Parker Anderson comes down and hits him. That's his first, and already the third team foul on Tri-West. And that puts Tricker at the line where he has had his struggles this year at 61%. Danville shoots 64% as a team collectively, but Tricker got the roll there to tie this one up.
Well, at 61%, he's only struggling 4 out of 10 times.
That's right. And Danville, as a team, 4 of 4 from the line here in the first quarter. So they have to like that. And Robertson's pass deflected, ends up in the hands of Miller. Tri-West taking their time here. Sorgi looking around. Now it ends up in the hands of Gardner and threw it out of bounds.
It's clear that they've got a guy running on the baseline, and they want to expose that spot of the floor because that's usually a weakness in the 2-3 zone. It allows you to go low, high. You can dive somebody to the rim when you touch it in that spot, and the defense sucks down in, and that's where you get some good threes. So you can see that strategy. They just turned it over that time.
Danville looks more than content to hold for the last shot here. 25 seconds. Tri-West in that zone again. And when you play each other as often as Tri-West seems to play Danville, you're going to throw a lot of different defenses at each other just to see something unique.
Yeah, here's something you haven't seen, right? Let's see what you do with this.
Tricker gets the move to go, but the shot not to, though. Rebound, Sorgi lets it fly, and it goes off the backboard to end the first quarter. It is Danville with a slight lead as we head to the second on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
This game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Endeavor Communications doesn't just provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed, fiber-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit weendeavor.com or call 1-800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. That was the first quarter that had a lot of things in it, Bill. Early lead for Danville. Tri-West counters, though, and we got a ball game here.
Both teams changing defenses a little bit. It looks like they both kind of want to play zone, though. And if you're going to play zone and play against zone, you're going to have to make some shots. Tri-West has already made a few to start the game, and we'll see how Danville reacts to the Tri-West zone as time goes on here.
Tri-West has certainly been playing through Max Robertson, who has 9 of their 10 points. All of his shots coming on made threes.
One off the backboard.
Yeah.
You got to still count it.
They do. He's got a good-looking shot. Even that one was solid. And Kellen Dakin, a 6-foot junior guard, a newcomer into the Tri-West lineup. He's wearing number 5 in blue. Robertson gives it to Dakin, and he opts to kick it back out. Miller on the attack, out to Dakin again. And Dakin gives it up. Off the bench this year, Dakin averaging 3 points, 2 rebounds a game.
I don't mind Tri-West being deliberate right here. You would think that if maybe you're a little outmatched, that shortening up the game isn't the worst thing that can happen. But that's not. But you want to get a shot on every possession, John.
They had 2 quick turnovers to start the game. Then they were pretty clean after that. Now I've turned it over 3 times in their last 5 possessions, and the 3 goes down here. I guess they might have to decide if that was a 3 or a 2. Okay, they just said the basket is good, and then they called a foul on Evan Lawrence. So,
and it was a 3.
Yep, so
it was close, but it was a 3.
I want to always make sure on that. So Danville has scored 9 of the last 10 points, and Collier, off the bench this year, has been solid for them. 5 points and 2 rebounds a game. Now where does Tri-West's offense come from? Well, they try to get it to Sorgi. Sorgi's shot is off the mark, and they say it's last touched by Tri-West, so ball to Danville. Danville's only loss of the season was against Avon in a tournament earlier this month, 68-42. Danville is 6-0 when they have true home games in this building this year.
Tri-West staying with that zone.
Scrafton off the mark. Robertson the rebound. It's been almost 5 minutes since Tri-West has scored.
Well, if you're Tri-West, that's exactly the shot you'd like to see him take against the zone, a contested, off-the-move, mid-range jump shot.
Driving, shooting, and missing is Miller. Thought he was fouled, but we continue. Tricker down the floor. Tricker with a nice move, but had it knocked out of his hands. They say it was last touched by Tri-West, so it stays with Danville. One more look at that. Boy, that would have been something if he'd have finished that somehow.
Well, he got there, and it looked like he might have gotten whacked on the arm a little bit.
Somehow, Scrafton able to create space when it looked like he was trapped under the basket and score. Jace Scrafton leads Danville in scoring. He's got 7 points. Open 3 on the other side from Miller. And Tri-West has gone ice cold offensively, and the rebound from a new sub in the game, Stephen Webb. Collier another 3 try. And nice attempt though by Webb to dive down and try to save it, but could not. Of course, that earns him a much nod of respect from Tricker.
A little bit of a heat check there by Collier. He made the nice step up one. That one he's kind of moving east and west a little bit. Not as good a shot. There's the ball in the short corner again.
Anderson ends up kicking it out to Miller. Miller's had a couple of nice looks. Has not made a shot from the field. He has hit 1 of 2 at the line. Webb trapped on the baseline and threw it away. Tried to get it to Tricker, but right there waiting on it was Drew Miller. 4 turnovers by Danville. Can Tri-West capitalize? Robertson tries to, but it was altered by Scrafton and rebounded by Collier. Tricker thought Webb was going to be at the baseline, but he was not. So that is another turnover on Danville, their 5th of the contest. At Pro Team Wellness, we are changing how first responders, athletes, and adults access, receive, and participate in mental wellness by providing quality and effective care from culturally competent clinicians. If you need to talk to someone, talk to us and learn more by visiting us at proteamwellness.com. Tri-West back to that methodical approach offensively. They have not scored yet in the second quarter. We've played nearly half of it. Robertson tries to change that and does.
But as you notice, John, that ball came out of the high post. It did touch it did touch the interior of the defense. They've just got to be patient enough to allow that to happen.
You're good at lots of things, like cheering your team on to victory. Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent Nathan Begley is good at your insurance. That's why Nathan is here to help you think through any question you have about your auto, home, renters, business, or life insurance. Talk to Nathan in person, online, or over the phone at 317-507-7871 or stop by his office at 9821 East US Highway 36 in Avon. Start with your local Avon agent, Nathan Begley at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and stop knocking on wood. Tri-West just called a 30-second timeout. That is their first of the game. And remember, you get 5 timeouts, 3 fulls, 2 30s. What do you think Coach Doan for Tri-West wanted to talk about there briefly, Bill?
Well, I think he had to feel good about that last possession, and I think he's probably talking about some kind of adjustment to make with their defense and telling them, hey, we need more of that. We need that ball in the high post before we go ahead and shoot it. I'm concerned that they have so much movement, they're not able to get the ball swung from side to side because when they try to reverse it, there's nobody there. He's already moved.
Mm-hmm. Tricker, a 3-try. Got it! Eli Tricker can knock him down from out there. He's got 7, so he and Scrafton each have 7 points to pace Danville. The problem for Tri-West is that they've had one guy do nearly all of their scoring, and that's Max Robertson. He has 12 of their 13 points. Sorgi tries to zip it into Robertson, does, and, well, if it keeps working, don't stop. Keep getting it to that guy.
Well, that ball was in the short corner again, and as we talked about earlier, now you're able to dive somebody to the front of the rim, and that guy was open, and it happened to be the guys that got all their buckets.
Collier, a 3. That's his second one of the night. He's hit 2. Tricker's hit 1, and Scrafton has hit 1. So Danville has knocked down 4 threes collectively.
Collier letting it fly with a lot of confidence.
He's the brother of Ella Collier, a great high school player here at Danville. Blocked there by Lawrence on that shot from Anderson. Collier playing her college ball at Marion University.
I've done a couple of her games, and she is quite a talented player.
Well, he tried again. Opts to drive to the basket, tried to shovel it to Lawrence, lost it, and somehow Lawrence able to save it there to Scrafton for 3, and he got it! Jay Scrafton having a heck of a first half. He has 10.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander, John. He banked that 3 in.
3 try this time by Dakin, and Kellen Dakin rattles it down. So each team has hit 5 threes in this game.
And each team has banked one of those 3s in.
Nearly a turnover on the sideline, but McMahon able to get it. And then Danville has trouble on the baseline as they turn it over for a 6th time. Robertson with a nice move. Robertson blocked at the basket by Lawrence, and the ball is loose. We have a held ball. I think Danville's got the arrow this time. They do. And a sub coming in. Collier heads to the bench as Zach Waits returns to take his spot on the floor. 1:39 left in what's been a very entertaining first half. Now Danville with a 7-point lead. They might be playing the way Tri-West was playing earlier. Oh, just kidding. Scrafton had it, and he let it fly. And there's the rebound off the miss by Miller. Robertson fouled on the jump shot, so he's heading to the line.
Not a good foul right there. You're in a position to contest. You got to contest without fouling.
And that's on Zach Waits, his first.
Zach was just a little bit late getting back right there.
This game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Endeavor does not just provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed, fiber-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit weendeavor.com or call 1-800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. Robertson goes 1 of 2 at the line. The lead is now 6. For Danville, it's been as many as 10. Tri-West has led by as many as 4. Lawrence, shovel pass in, and Scrafton does it again.
Little high-low action, found a gap in the zone, hit him. The back line has to react, and he's able to dump it to his teammate Scrafton for the easy 2.
Scrafton 5 points in the first quarter, 7 in the second. Robertson off target, fight for the rebound, foul on Tri-West. That is against Parker Anderson, and now he's got to be careful. He has 2, and so does Wes Ward. That's also the team's second. Wonder if they might be trying to make a sub here with 36 seconds remaining. Nope. And Danville, much like they did at the end of the first quarter, if they want, they can hold for the last shot. Tricker's got it. He's got 7. Collier's got 6. Lawrence with 2 to round out the Danville scoring for Tri-West. 15 for Max Robertson, 3 for Kellen Dakin, and 1 for Drew Miller. 8 seconds. McMahon gave it up. Here is Scrafton off balance. Rebound Robertson. He's got time. He lets it fly. And that goes out of play. And the first half comes to a close. It is Danville 27 and Tri-West 19 in the Sagamore Conference rivalry contest. Our halftime show comes up when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Protein Tactical at first was a company about rehab. It was about getting the point of injury to getting these men and women back to work.
We wanted to provide the same level of health care and access to firefighters that athletes are experiencing from middle school all the way to professional level.
We're getting our firefighters better care, and we're getting them back to what they signed up to do. They signed up to be firefighters.
We want to go to work. We don't want to be off. We don't want to be at home. We don't want to be sitting on the couch. We want to go to work.
They're getting seen quickly. They're getting the best care, the best equipment.
They built this beautiful facility out here at our IMPD Training Academy. When the officers come in here, we've got our brand and our logo everywhere. So their full focus, they're not sitting around waiting to engage with IMPD. They are immersed in IMPD and they are part of our family.
We plan on servicing all fire departments, all EMS, all police departments throughout the state of Indiana.
That was the second quarter that saw Danville outscore Tri-West 16-9 to lead by 8 at the half. This broadcast brought to you in part by Pro Team Wellness. At Pro Team Wellness, we're changing how first responders, athletes, and adults access, receive, and participate in mental wellness by providing quality and effective care from culturally competent clinicians. If you need to talk to someone, talk to us and learn more by visiting us at proteamwellness.com. This broadcast also brought to you by Galitko and Daly. Turn to experienced lawyers for help at Galitko and Daly PC. Our passionate goal is to bring the power of the law to meet the needs of the injured and those that have suffered medical harm. Learn more at indianaworkers.com and indymalpractice.com. I'm Sean Herrick along with former DePauw men's basketball coach Bill Fenlon. And Bill, looking at this game, it sort of in some ways contrasting styles, and we've also seen some great individual play too.
Well, both teams have shot the ball pretty well. I think the key to the second half really is the extra possession battle. So you've got two teams, they're both playing zone, which means there's some offensive rebounding opportunities, and I haven't really seen the activity that you'd like to see on the offensive glass against the zone. And in the case of Tri-West, you know, they're going to have to manufacture some extra possessions here, and you do that by not turning it over and making sure you're getting a shot every time, and then going and getting some of those misses if they want to get back in the game.
And also, you're looking at for Tri-West, leading all scorers for them is Max Robertson. He leads them in scoring. He averages 15 points a game. He's already got 15 at the half, 3 for Kellen Dakin and 1 for Drew Miller. So if you're Tri-West, Bill, how do you get the other guys involved besides Robertson?
Well, I think the things that we talked about, they're not going to change, right? So they've got to let the ball touch the interior of the zone, and then it's got to be equal opportunity from there. Like if the ball gets spit out to you and you're open at the three-point line and you're a three-point shooter or a guy who can make them, you've got to step up and take those and make those with confidence. It's going to be better for Tri-West if that's Max.
And yeah, no doubt. And if you look at Danville, they've made 5 threes collectively. 2 guys have made 2, and one of them has made 1. Jace Scrafton with 12 points to lead the way for the Warriors. 7 for Eli Tricker, 6 for Owen Collier, 2 for Evan Lawrence. They are much more balanced, and what do they have to do to hang on here and prevail in the second half?
Well, I think they have to do a little bit more of what they're doing. I think they were settling a little bit at times against the zone, and once they decided they were going to put both of the bigs inside and try to play high-low and try to expose the interior of the zone, they were much more efficient and effective. So I think we'll see more of that in the second half.
It is a 27-19 lead for Danville. We'll have much more when we come back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Well, we told you about some of the first half and gave you some stats. Now let's help you relive some of the moments of the first half with the first half highlights. Danville got off to a quick start here, but Tri-West came back. However, Bill, as you know, Danville had a much stronger close to the first half than Tri-West did.
Well, but there's a bank three. Danville was able to match that later. But I think threes are going to be available when you got two teams playing zone, and so this game may come down to who's able to shoot a higher percentage from the arc.
And when you look at, too, the way Brian Barber has coached over the years, of course, you knew him. You recruited some of his players and able to get them to come to DePauw when you were the coach there. When he's in a situation like this where he's got the lead, how tough is it to come back against him?
You know, I think guys that have the experience and you know, and it's not just the coaching. I mean, you got a group of kids that are 14-1. They think they're going to win.
Yep.
Right? Like they know how to win. They're used to winning, and they expect to win. And when you get to this point of the season, that's when you anticipate players making winning plays and winning decisions.
As a look at the mob, the student section from Danville, always
the
tough
mob.
to deal
so
with.
is the mob different than the barbershop, or does the mob go to the barbershop?
I think they go to the barbershops. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that they can be properly groomed when they yell at the opposing team, something like that.
Okay.
Both these teams 3-0 in Sagamore Conference play. Coach, conference means a lot, especially to kids, especially for bragging rights. And these two teams have played a lot of conference games against each other over the years, and they're always competitive and fun to watch.
Yeah, well, the schools are close enough. They probably see each other in the summers, and they play summer league together, AAU, all of that kind of stuff. So you can't underestimate the value of a little bragging rights, John, and a little smack talking in the gym in the summer. So it's a really important game for Tri-West for a lot of reasons, and getting back kind of to their winning ways is the number one thing that they want to see, because it's January 26th.
Yep.
You know, the clock is ticking.
Yep.
So you want to be feeling good about yourself this time of year, and the only thing that does that is winning.
Yep, and more on what is ahead for both of these teams after tonight when we return in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is
good. There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, three, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler!
Wrestler!
Whoa!
27-19 is the halftime score. Advantage Danville, the #1 team in Class 3A, showing exactly why they are that. Tonight's game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Endeavor Communications does not just provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed, fiber-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play in connectivity. Visit weendeavor.com or call 1-800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. One thing to look at, too, Bill, both these teams coming down the stretch, Danville actually has the tougher schedule than Tri-West for the rest of the season. Danville's opponents' records the rest of the way, 47-37. For Tri-West, they're 48-57. So Tri-West plays some teams that are right around 500 or a little bit below that. So that's something, and they do have quite a few of those games at home. So there is something for them to look forward to as well.
Yeah, I think those things are they matter, but they don't matter because it's
right.
just about what are you going to do at the time you're supposed to do it, right? And everybody out there is practicing every day and trying to figure it out. And different teams get going at different times, depending on what the makeup of your team is, how young guys come along. Sophomores start to become juniors at this time of year, and that stuff can make February and the end of January pretty interesting.
Also, we mentioned this at the outset, Tri-West coming off that tough loss to a really good Westfield team and licking their wounds a little bit. When you have that kind of thing happen to you, how do you bounce back from it, not let it totally derail your psyche there?
Well, you just got to tough it. You just got to be tough, and you got to believe that you got to flush it. That's one of those days, right?
Yep.
And today's a new day. We used to have a thing at DePauw that we used to say, hey, it's day one.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday doesn't matter, and tomorrow's not in your control yet.
Tri-West now going the opposite direction, right to left, and they are in blue on your screen. Danville is in white, and they're in a zone defense.
Well, it wasn't broke. That's what they did most of the first half, so they went right back to it.
And Wes Ward is back on the floor. Remember, he's playing with 2 fouls. Lawrence lost it, got it back, put it up and in, and got fouled. And Evan Lawrence now with 4 points and a chance to get 5.
Really good catch off the move in traffic by the big guy right there, and he's able to gather himself, take a little bit of a bump and finish. That was tough.
And this has just not been Wes Ward's night. He just got whistled for his 3rd foul. Lawrence's free throw, right on the money.
That's tough. He sat the whole first half, and he comes in, he gets a foul in the first 20 seconds. That's a tough way to start.
And Coach Jay Doan of Tri-West leaving him out there.
He figures you might as well, right?
Yep.
Otherwise, you're not going to get anything out of him.
And the lean-in shot from Jimmy Sorgi doesn't go down. Scrafton ends up with it. So this is danger time right now if you're Tri-West, as that lead is ballooned now to its largest of the game at 11. Tri-West did have an early 4-point lead. But as you know, Danville overcame it. Scrafton loves to work the baseline, able to keep it in play. Tricker. Now this is Scrafton hitting another turnaround. He's got 14.
Good patience by Danville right there. And Scrafton, he got about 4 touches, was very patient, and then got it in the mid-post for a little 8-footer.
Sorgi bounces it to Gardner, and they turn it over. And Gardner has not scored. He averages 7. Ward has not scored. He averages 6. I mean, Tri-West needs these guys to be able to contribute, and it's just been Max Robertson who has 15 of their 19 points.
Well, I think that matters, but what I think matters more is you better get a shot at the basket every time down. They can't come down, and especially against a zone, and turn it over. I used to tell my players that, it doesn't matter what you're doing against the zone as long as you don't turn it over and you offensive rebound.
Well, missed by Lawrence. Rebound Ward. Throws it out ahead to Miller. Miller had an opening. Then Lawrence was there to cut him off. Danville's transition defense does well. Miller. Nice move, but he couldn't get it. And Lawrence the rebound for the Warriors.
Got it all the way there, touched every part of the rim.
And Scrafton on the other end knocks down his 3rd 3 of the game. He's got 17, and Danville leads by 16. They outscored Tri-West 16-9 in the second quarter, and they've outscored Tri-West now 8-0 here in the third.
Well, Danville's come out firing on all cylinders, John, and I'm not sure that if Tri-West isn't a little better in transition and take a little better care of the basketball, they're going to be in trouble here in a second.
And a 30-second timeout called by Tri-West. So while we have a moment, we will let you know that at Pro Team Wellness, we're changing how first responders, athletes, and adults access, receive, and participate in mental wellness by providing quality and effective care from culturally competent clinicians. If you need to talk to someone, talk to us and learn more by visiting us at proteamwellness.com. I think the big key here for Tri-West, Bill, just come out, find a way to get a good shot. How do they do that? You think they maybe try to draw a three, get something going towards the basket? What would you look at here?
Well, I think they have to either it's dribble penetration into the seams of the zone or it's penetration via the pass, but it's got to go inside out. And I don't think they're not in panic time right now, but they're getting close. So they can't come out here and not get good shots. And I don't really care how long it takes, because if they take a while, Danville, they can't score if they don't have the ball.
Well, they got a good look there with Sorgi going right to the basket, but he couldn't finish. Even when they get good looks, they just can't seem to fall down, and I think we've got an offensive foul called here on Evan Lawrence. That is his second.
Yeah, you know what? I like the big guy running the floor right there and trying to post up, but he did kind of clear him out with his arm, and I think that was a good call.
Both teams have committed one foul here in the third quarter. Miller looks around, doesn't like what he sees. Now Robertson gives it up to Gardner. Robertson again. Offensive rebound, Miller. Goes up against Lawrence, no. Got it back, and Lawrence fouled him, and it goes down, so Lawrence now has 3 fouls.
You know, what I'd like to see, John, and that's a great finish, and you know what that came off? An offensive rebound, right? What I'd like to see from Tri-West is the interior guys that they have flashing around from the zone. They're doing it right in front of the Danville players. I'd like to see them start behind those guys. So those guys have to step back a little deeper to match up with them, because that creates bigger holes in the zone when you do that.
Owen Collier off the bench, back in. He replaces Lawrence, who fouls into the bench again because he's got to sit down with those 3 fouls. And Ward lets it go, and he hits. Wes Ward, who's been in foul trouble all night with 3 fouls, hits a 3 there. Tricker up the floor, out to Collier. Got around his man and got it to go down. Owen Collier's got 8. Now this game's speeding up a little bit. Robertson on the back cut. Robertson able to finish. Robertson's got 17 for the game. Suddenly, Tri-West doesn't look in such a bad spot.
Some signs of life.
But then they break the press. Shot up and missed by Waits. Fight for the rebound. Ward comes down with it. Now Tri-West is running. Sorgi a 3. Yes!
Transition.
Jimmy Sorgi with his first bucket of the night. And Tri-West has gone from down 16 points to now down just 7. And we've got a timeout here called by Danville, I believe. Remember, for the first few minutes of this third quarter, Danville had Tri-West scoreless, but now Tri-West has outscored them 11-2 to get right back in this game.
And they did it, transition and on the offensive glass. And I think those are 2 things that you have to be able to take advantage of. Get some easy buckets in transition, some good looks, and then mop up and get some second shots.
Communication is important on the basketball court, just like in life. That is why Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent Nathan Begley wants to get to know his clients. Whether it's auto, home, life, farm, or business insurance, Nathan will listen to you and help create an insurance plan to match your needs. Call Indiana Farm Bureau agent Nathan Begley at 317-507-7871 or stop by his office at 9821 East US Highway 36 in Avon. Danville basketball out of the timeout.
And now you've got Tri-West playing man-to-man. Trying to speed Danville up a little bit.
Zip inside from Collier, got it in to Scrafton. Boy, every time Danville's needed a big bucket, it is Scrafton who they've gone to. And he's got 19 now.
You know, they didn't hear your read there because there was no communication on that back screen. Ended up in a wide open layup for Scrafton.
Now, head coach Brian Barber of Danville has seen just about every defense there is. Three try Sorgi. Well, it hit the top of the. Well, it hit the rim, then it hit the wire.
It's still shaking.
Yep.
That should have been out of bounds.
And now they blow the whistle here. Coach Brian Barber trying to argue his point, and they just got a foul call here.
But you know what? They didn't call it, so it's still an offensive rebound and a stick back, and that's where the money is against the zone.
And there it is. You're going to see here, it hits the top, and there it hits the wire. And then
it's out every which way.
And Ward ends up getting the putback. And then the turnover here. Robertson steals it, goes the other way. No. Fight for it. Out of bounds off of Tri-West. And Drew Miller trying to say, no, it was not off me.
I think he wanted a foul right there. And that's one of those things where you see guys making these drives and they get the body on the defender, but they're trying to finish with the hand that's closest to the basket right into the defense, and that's tough.
And Collier shooting runs in the Collier family.
Collier, he's not messing around, man.
He's got 11 points.
He's letting it fly.
And the lead is back. They gave him a 2 or that, a 3. I think it was a. I think they gave him a long 2 because it was 39. They have it at 41, so they called it a long 2. But now Tri-West has got to figure out a way to respond to this Danville run. 1:15 left in the third.
Well, you can see how the guys in the interior are in front of the defenders. They need to get a little, nice shot by Sorgi. They need to get a little more active and get in and out of those spots.
He's got 6. Danville looks to run. Collier, toe was on the line. It would have been a 2 if it would have gone down, but I think we have a foul here. And we're staying on this end. Looks like it's going against Landon Gardner.
Collier, he must have like a contract that says if he makes one, then the next one could be any kind of shot he wants to take, because that one was not a great shot. He shot faked it, the guy went by, but he didn't lose him entirely, and it was just a little too contested.
And Robertson comes around and knocked that ball loose, and Danville has turned it over now for the 8th time.
Well, they had a little trouble with that early, and they've turned it over a little bit this quarter too.
Robertson knocked out of his hands. It'll stay here. Good job by Lucas McMahon to give him some trouble. McMahon averages 9 points, 4 boards a game, but no points yet for Lucas tonight. And Miller is the inbounder. Miller tries to zip it into Ward. Lost it, got it back. Sorgi again. Rebound, Miller. And this time they say it's staying on this end of the floor, and that goes against Eli Tricker. That's 2 on him. And that's the 3rd foul on Danville in the 3rd. So no free throws for either team, and the fouls will reset once we go to the 4th. Sorgi receives the inbound, and then what? Another Danville foul. That's on Zach Waits, his second.
Well, Ward set the screen, and Waits decided rather than go around him, he was going to try to go right through him. And it doesn't take a whole lot to move Mr. Ward because he's not carrying a lot of weight out there.
Robertson with just 2 points so far in the second half. Maybe he changes that here. He tries to. Rebound in the hands of McMahon. He had his pocket picked. 3 seconds left. Robertson tries and hits! Max Robertson, right before the horn sounds, knocks down what is now his 5th three of the game. He's got 20 points, and Tri-West right back into it. They've gone from down 16 to down 3. And the fourth quarter comes up when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Protein Tactical at first was a company about rehab. It was about getting the point of injury to getting these men and women back to work.
We wanted to provide the same level of health care and access to firefighters that athletes are experiencing from middle school all the way to professional level.
We're getting our firefighters better care, and we're getting them back to what they signed up to do. They signed up to be firefighters.
We want to go to work. We don't want to be off. We don't want to be at home. We don't want to be sitting on the couch. We want to go to work.
They're getting seen quickly. They're getting the best care, the best equipment.
They built this beautiful facility out here at our IMPD Training Academy. When the officers come in here, we've got our brand and our logo everywhere. So their full focus, they're not sitting around waiting to engage with IMPD. They are immersed in IMPD, and they are part of our family.
We plan on servicing all fire departments, all EMS, all police departments throughout the state of Indiana.
Tri-West did not score a point for the first 3 minutes of that third quarter, but over the last 5, they got hot and outscored Danville 19-14 in the period, and they are back within 3, but right away, a big problem to start the fourth for the Bruins as Wes Ward just got whistled for his 4th foul.
It's just a bad decision. He just got greedy right there. You know, he's trying to ride that momentum, that wave that they got going, and just put himself in a really bad spot.
And, of course, he's going to stay out there with those 4 fouls because they need him. Lawrence, the ball was overthrown his head, and he ends up grabbing it.
Great spurt by Tri-West. We were at a moment where I thought I was going to have to pull out some war stories and, you know, keep everybody interested. But we got ourselves a ball game, John.
And the Tri-West fans as active as they have been since the first quarter. Tricker trying to create. Nothing there. Now Lawrence backed out. Of course, boy, if you're Lawrence, you might want to think about taking it right at Ward with that 4th foul of his. Scrafton out to Tricker, and Tricker attacks, misses. Miller somehow able to keep it alive as he was falling down, able to get it to his teammate Robertson, who hit that massive 3 before the end of the period, and he gets fouled here by Lucas McMahon. Just the first on McMahon, though. And Tri-West is bringing Kellen Dakin back in. I like that move. Ward sits down as they try to protect him. They'll probably bring him back in with a few minutes left in the game. Dakin has hit 1-3. Miller fouled, and it almost goes down, so he has 2 free throws coming here.
Yeah, Tricker just put his hand in the cookie jar there. And instead of just making him try to finish that tough shot, he just reached in there at the end and gave him a whack.
And that's a problem for Tricker. Tricker's got 3. Now, Tri-West is the better free throw shooting team of the 2. They shoot 70%. Drew Miller's at 75% on the year. And Danville shoots just 64% as a team. Miller, that one goes in and out. So Miller tonight is 3 of 5 at the line.
Well, they're going to have to cash in on all the freebies here.
Lawrence kind of power his way in around Gardner. He's calling for it. They don't get it to him. Now what? They call that on Landon Gardner. So now that's 3 on him. Gardner and Lawrence are going to have quite a battle here over the next 6.5 minutes.
Well, Gardner's trying to be physical with him down there, but it's not a great physical matchup because Lawrence has probably got about 50 pounds on him.
So a full timeout taken here by Tri-West. And while we have a moment, we'll remind you that this game is proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Endeavor Communications does not just provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed, fiber-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit weendeavor.com or call 1-800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. So Tri-West might be running out of timeouts here a little bit. They've used a couple of fulls and a 30. But hey, I'll give him this. Jay Doan, the head coach for Tri-West in his second year, has made these timeouts count, and his players have responded out of it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think what you're seeing with Danville, John, is, you play against zone the whole first half, and then all of a sudden you got to try to find a rhythm playing against the man, and they just haven't been able to. Save for the hot start they had to start the half.
That's Scrafton again.
Great move by Scrafton.
His team needed a bucket, and there he was. He's made shots from the inside. He's made them from the outside. He's got 21 now. Robertson. Haven't seen him take very many twos tonight, but he did there. Rebound Sorgi, though. And off that miss, Lawrence the board. And Collier had it, lost it, got it back. Tricker finds an open teammate in McMahon, and Lucas McMahon with his first basket of the night, and that was a big one. As it pushes the Danville lead to 6.
Gives them a little more breathing room. Tri-West was breathing down their necks.
Cutting it to 2 after trailing by as many as 16. Tri-West did lead in the first half. It was at 9-5. And Gardner, who had been trying to get going offensively, he had missed threes. Couldn't quite get a shot to go down, but that time there, he gets it and the foul. And that is on Eli Tricker, and that is his 4th. So Brian Barber, the head coach for Danville, has a decision to make. And Gardner is able to hit the free throw.
He doesn't look like he's interested in making that decision.
Nope.
So
and that one's taken away by Dakin, and then he lost it. So the teams exchange turnovers there. Tri-West with 8 turnovers, Danville with 9. Zips it inside, Tricker.
They're getting him. They've got him on that same. That's about the 3rd layup they've had this half off that same back screen on the swing, and Tri-West has yet to communicate on that.
That was the first basket for Tricker since the second quarter. He tries to get another one here.
And
Tricker.
Now they're not back.
Traveling violation. Well, there was one referee that was prepared to call a foul, and another one was ready to call travel.
I just don't think that's a travel. If the defender gets in there and gets a piece of the ball's loose. Not sure that's a great call.
And the Danville fans don't like it either. Now Tri-West getting it across. Drew Miller tries to set things up. And this is about the pace they've played with a good chunk of the game, and got back into it in the third quarter when they got down 16 and really had to make a move in transition.
You can see how high the back line of the Danville zone is able to play because none of the Tri-West guys are getting behind it and forcing a matchup.
Gardner misses the 3. On the other side, McMahon tries the 3. And Sorgi the board. Jimmy Sorgi pushes. Gardner dishes it off. 3 try Miller. And Lawrence gathers in the Danville board. Max Robertson with 20 points for Tri-West, but he has been held in check ever since the basket he made at the end of the quarter for the third, and Evan Lawrence with 7 now.
Great set play right there. Cross screen, flashing to the high post, and then going high-low, taking advantage of that mismatch right there.
Both teams 3-0 in Sagamore Conference play, trying to stay unbeaten with not a whole lot of time left in this regular season. Danville's already won once, beating Tri-West in the county tournament. Robertson. Rebound Scrafton. Tipped away almost, but he held on. Can't blame Kellen Dakin for trying to strip it free, but Scrafton able to hang on. What a touch pass inside. Collier able to find a cutting Lucas McMahon. McMahon had not scored, and already he's got 4 in the fourth quarter after being scoreless through the first 3. And this is another timeout called by Tri-West. We'll go ahead and keep it right here and remind you, after this replay, we'll let you get another look at this last pass here inside from Collier.
Great look. Tri-West just not matched up.
At Pro Team Wellness, we're changing how first responders, athletes, and adults access, receive, and participate in mental wellness by providing quality and effective care from culturally competent clinicians. If you need to talk to someone, talk to us and learn more by visiting proteamwellness.com. I'm sure that might be part of the discussion that they are having, Coach, in that huddle about getting matched up and stopping those back cuts from happening.
Yeah, well, they've got to communicate on the screens a little bit better. And, you know, the last offensive possession, they had a great look at 3, and now there's under 3 minutes. You're going to have to convert on some of the open ones when you get it. Down 9, they're going to have to get stops and scores here to finish it off, to get themselves right back in this game.
And Gardner inbounds it. So Tri-West got it to as close as 2 at 41-39. And since then, Danville has outscored them 10-3. But do the Bruins have a little more fight left in them? Robertson, a 3 try, way off. And we have not said that much about Robertson tonight. He's usually been right on, but put a little too much on it. Scrafton shoveling off Lawrence inside, takes it up, got it, plus the foul. It's going to depend on who it's on. If it's on Ward, he's done. If it's on Robertson, we'll see. Yep, so Ward thought he was out of here. They call it on Robertson instead, which is just his first.
Well, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it looked like Ward was upset, and the referee was saying, hey, get back over here.
I think he kind of dropped the ball, and the official made him go get the ball and hand it to him. And then he gave the foul to somebody else.
And Lawrence has 10 points.
He's going to teach him a little lesson out there.
And now it's back to 12, and this is Sorgi for 3. Jimmy Sorgi struggled in the first half, but he has hit 3 3-pointers in the second half to give him 9. Tricker was in need of help and got it, and gets it back here. Lawrence calling for it. West Ward wouldn't let him have it. Collier. You know, Danville going to try to keep the ball and hold as much time as they can. They're the #1 team in 3A for a reason. They find a way to win games even when it's tough.
That was about the worst place to try to throw the ball right there. But they are going to be in no hurry right now to score, John.
1:39 to run off the clock.
Looks like Tri-West is just going to have to play the foul game here if they want to have any chance.
Tricker lobs it out. Scrafton knows he's got some time to use. Got it back, and I think he stepped on the line. Yep, he did. Good call from the baseline official.
Pretty good two-man play for those two guys, so they've done a really good job working together all night long.
And Tri-West needs points, and they need them quickly here. As we come up on a minute to play. Gardner out to Robertson, a 3 try. And he's airballed the last 2. And this crowd is letting him know it. Tricker dribbles out of trouble. Up the floor he goes, and he's fouled from behind, I think by Robertson. Yep. Just 2 on him. That is 4 on Tri-West. So Danville now will be shooting 2 free throws on every subsequent foul the rest of the way. Kellen Dakin is in. Wes Ward is out for the Bruins. And Lucas McMahon inbounds. Jay Scrafton leading the way with 21 tonight. Lawrence is now at his season average with 12. Lawrence only had 2 points in the first half, but he's been a big reason why Danville is able to push their lead back to 11 and now will get their 14th win of the season. Scrafton the rebound off of that miss. It's funny too, Danville had last couple of their games postponed. The Western Boone one was postponed and then rescheduled. And then Collier able to get it. And now I think the Danville fans starting the "I believe that we will win" chant. Pretty safe to secure there. Collier fouled on the floor. Unless they say that's against Danville. No, they call it on Lawrence. So.
Wow, I didn't see that.
.480 career wins for Danville head coach Brian Barber, about to be 481. What a job Jay Doan has done in his second year at Tri-West against this very tough schedule. And the 3 goes down from Dakin, his second. He's got 6, and that leads us to another timeout. So we will take a 30-second break and be back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
All right, so Danville getting closer to victory. They will go to 15-1 on the year, 4-0 in the Sagamore Conference. And Tri-West with a chance to, they might see Danville again. They will be in the same sectional, but of course don't know how the brackets will shake out yet. We'll know that once we get closer to March and the pairing show comes out, which of course Greg Rakestraw will be hosting.
Well, Tri-West did not bring any white flags with them in the equipment bag, so they are going to keep fouling here to the bitter end.
That last one was on Drew Miller, and Tricker able to convert that. He's 3 of 3 at the line, came in a 61% free throw shooter. He's got 10. Scrafton leads the way with 21, 12 for Owen Collier, and then also 12 for Evan Lawrence. It's been some of the Danville scoring, and Tricker able to make that. So a 20-point effort for Max Robertson, not been enough. Maybe he adds more to it here, we'll see. Nope, decides to pass it out to Dakin. And Lawrence the rebound, and the Danville Warriors with their 15th win continue to dominate in Class 3A. They knock off Tri-West for the second time this year, 60-48, and go to 15-1. Tri-West drops to 10-5. They have now lost 4 of their last 5, and they are 3-1 in the Sagamore Conference. So, before we wrap this up, Coach, your thoughts on what was a really competitive game here?
Yeah, it was a fun game. You just when you thought Danville had things under control, Tri-West made a great run at him there in the second half and almost climbed all the way back up that hill and just couldn't do it. But two pretty good teams, and two teams that I think kind of know what their identities are at this point in the season, and it was a really fun game to do.
Yes, it was. Danville, your winner. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Endeavor Communications. Internet speeds up to a gig. Learn more at weendeavor.com. By Galitko and Daly. Work, injury, lawyers. Learn more at indianaworkers.com and indymalpractice.com. By Protein Wellness. We're changing how first responders, athletes, and adults receive and participate in mental wellness. And by Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood and call Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. For our director, Vince Morellis, our camera operator tonight, Alex Laverne, and my partner, Bill Finland, I'm John Herrick saying so long from Danville. You've been watching high school boys basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Protein Tactical at first was a company about rehab. It was about getting the point of injury to getting these men and women back to work.
We wanted to provide the same level of health care and access to firefighters that athletes are experiencing from middle school all the way to professional level.
We're getting our firefighters better care, and we're getting them back to what they signed up to do. They signed up to be firefighters.
We want to go to work. We don't want to be off. We don't want to be at home. We don't want to be sitting on the couch. We want to go to work.
They're getting seen quickly. They're getting the best care, the best equipment.
They built this beautiful facility out here at our IMPD Training Academy. When the officers come in here, we've got our brand and our logo everywhere. So their full focus, they're not sitting around waiting to engage with IMPD. They are immersed in IMPD and they are part of our family.
We plan on servicing all fire departments, all EMS, all police departments throughout the state of Indiana.